Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy watching videos online, sometimes you want something going on in the background, but you've spent so much of your time watching videos, you haven't gotten nearly as far along in your knitting project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. And if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. It is a very, very late Saturday night where I am, and it's not early Sunday morning like last week. I'm running in around, I didn't bring my phone in here with me, but I think it's like 11:30 p.m. right now, so for us it's relatively early for a Saturday night, but it is late nonetheless. And so far today I didn't do too much. I did some chores, because I usually always do that, but tomorrow is not only my book club for this month, but I'm going to a brunch with some of my coworkers or colleagues, and Sunday was the day that worked for a lot of us, and I'll be in the vicinity of where I'm going for book club because the brunch is at 11, my book club is at 2, so I'm really hoping that I get there to my book club in time, because brunch will be no problem, but leaving the brunch is where I'm very curious. So I'm going to try to plan my route tonight while I'm working on editing this video. But enough about that. Today we are going to be working on a blanket. Another blanket, I know. But this is the one that I've mentioned to you guys previously that one of my partner's friends, a different friend, is expecting next month, and the more I think about it, the closer I am to whenever she's due, and not as much what am I even trying to say? I don't have very much done. And I'm going to show you that real quick. But my partner's friend's wife is expecting next month, having a baby girl. I chose a purple themed color scheme for this blanket, and I'm going to show you guys what the pattern image looks like. And I decided that today I'm going to incorporate some technology. Instead of showing you my printout of this paper because it's going to be blurry, right here is where you're going to see the image of what the finished product should look like based on the pattern. Now, what I am doing is something similar, but instead of those different colors, I'm doing a monochromatic color scheme where I'm using this paint box yarn color. It's lilac, I believe, is like the standard color, but its dye lot number, or its color number, is 746, so 746. And this I bought on Lovecraft's, their like knitting tab, so it was on sale, and it's pretty inexpensive yarn anyway. It's a 45% acrylic and 55% nylon blend. It's a DK weight because that's what the pattern calls for, and I just bought as much as I thought I needed based on how many yards come in one of these, and then how many of each ball of yarn I needed for this pattern. And so I am still very early on. The pattern says you need 82 rows of each color using a 1-2 row pattern, and I just finished my 12th row, so I'm on an even, or no, I'm not. Let's do some simple math here. I am on an odd row, and this is what I have so far. Oh, my yarn's in the way. You can see not much. Obviously 12 out of 82 out of whatever 82 times 4 is a lot I have left to do. But I like how, so this is the front side, right? I like how you have like this little bit of a ripple on the bottom based on the pattern there. So that's pretty cool. And I ripped this out once very early on because I didn't understand this part of the pattern, which is called the center decrease. It's explained here on the Yarnspirations pattern, and this is free, by the way, so you can go to yarnspirations.com, search for the Bold Baby Knit Blanket or baby blankets, and you'll be able to find a lot of different free designs, but this is the one I thought of because it was different than the other one. But anywho, center decrease says slip next 2 stitches as if to knit together. Okay, I got that. Then it says knit 1, then pass 2 stitches over knit stitch. And at first I did it as you're supposed to do, and then I realized I didn't cast on enough stitches, of course, because that's what I do. I'm horrible, horrible human being and can't follow the pattern instructions, because I got an odd result when I finished my row, and then when I went to turn it to do the row 2, it wasn't coming out right. And then I thought I read the center decrease description wrong, and I thought maybe I was supposed to slip to the next 2 stitches over the one that I had knit, or the one that I passed over, the one that I had knit after I had passed the other 2 over, or slipped the other 2 as if to knit together. And yeah, that was not it either. So then I started over again. I was like, okay, I get it now. So for row 1, I have to knit 6, slip, slip, knit. Okay, and then do some other stuff. But once I get that part done, I'm pretty good. But like right before you do the repeat, you have to knit 6, slip, slip, knit. So we'll do that. And this one I wasn't sure if I think I mentioned to you guys earlier that I wasn't sure if I could use stitch markers with this because you do a different thing on the back, but technically I probably could get away with it, but then I have a center decrease, so maybe not, because I might just confuse myself even more. So when I was doing this downstairs by my computer, I would just count in my head where I was, but I was also doing like mind-numbing stuff, like watching my own videos and things, and just kind of having something on in the background because I didn't want to lose count of where I was. So it's so funny because like my partner would talk to me and I would just pretty much ignore them until I got to a spot. I was like, hold on, don't talk to me, hold on. And he's like, why are you ignoring me? I'm like, you don't understand, like I cannot just do this. So okay, slip, slip, knit, or no, we just slip, slip, yeah, knit, yep, got it, and then, alright, so yeah, it got kind of weird, and I can pretty much tell where I'm going now because of like there are some little bumps and things. So if you follow where you are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's like this little bump right there, and then if you do your other knit 5, then yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get to the center decrease part where you have to do your 2, and then you see your bump, and you knit, and you pass over. And then what do I do? Yep, then you just do the same thing over again where you knit 5, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 5, center decrease for row 1, and then at the end you do some other stuff when you get to your last 19 stitches. So we'll do that over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip slip knitting is, I like slip slip knitting, but at the same time it's like kind of weird Wait a minute. I don't have to oh my gosh. See what I just did? I already messed up. I knit 5 and then I yarn over. I don't slip knit anywhere anymore. This is why I was worried about doing this with you guys, because I knew I was going to do something wrong and mess the whole dang thing up, and then this pattern would look like somebody who needs some extra help did it. So if we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, 2, 4, 5, and then we knit, no, we pass 2 as if to knit 2 together, knit 1, and then slip them over. You guys, I tell ya, maybe we should try with the next row. Oh my gosh, the next row, I think when I'm on the next odd row, when I'm back on this side, I will try with stitch markers. It does not require them. It does not say you need any. So I don't really know if that's going to help me. But if I'm talking to you guys and I don't know where I am, because it's not long enough yet where I can just kind of see it dangling down, like it's still kind of close to my hands. So it kind of makes it hard to tell what I'm up to. But at the same time, it's gonna probably be easier when it's longer. And I might not even be able to get through the end of the row before we're done chatting tonight, just because it's gonna take a while. And yeah, I'm trying to think how many videos can I get through working on this. And it's been a while actually since I worked on it, maybe a couple weeks, and that's just because I've like turned myself into a zombie. It's really not good, but I've been going to bed really, really, really late. I think part of that is because when I was on vacation from work, I just kind of like went off the rails and didn't have any kind of set schedule, any kind of like particular routine. I just stay up late, go to sleep, take a nap, do whatever, no rhyme or reason. And part of that was because I was trying to catch up on sleep from when I was working, because I do this volunteer work and it makes me stay up late on Saturday mornings. Like it's 12 to 2 a.m. and then by the time I get home and stuff, like I'm still kind of wired, I guess, so I stay up a little later than that. And it just kind of throws off my sleep schedule, like, really bad. But at the same time, like, I can kind of function with a few hours of sleep. It's not ideal, but I can. And then, coming up, do I have anything crazy happening at work? I have a conference call 2 weeks from now. That's fun, because it's going to be super busy where I am, so it's kind of like, are you sure you guys want to do it right now? Do you want to wait like a little longer, wait till things kind of settle down? But they really want to do this thing, so I have to participate. Let me know if you're in a work environment, if you do work in either an office or customer service or business to business, whatever you do you find that you have a lot of meetings? Do you not have so many meetings? Do you like meetings? Do you think they're a waste of time? Are they productive for your work? Let me know. I have several different types of meetings I have to do, and they're not, a lot of them could probably just be done in through email, but at the same time, I understand some people really like them, but for my work, like, it takes so much out of what I need to do to have these meetings that it really kind of slows me down. And so I don't really like that much. Don't like them that much. Let's see. Ah, there we go. 3, 4, 5. Cool. All right. So I'm trying to think of what to do for the what to do for next week's video. I still have that dreaded swoop beanie. I posted on Instagram because I was working on finishing up a row during one of my lunch breaks at work, and I had been so busy this last week that I hadn't really had time to take like a lunch break. So when I was able to get some knitting done, I was really happy, but I didn't get enough to finish a full round during my lunch. So I was like, oh, it's so close. That's so sad. But I have the swoop beanie I'm still working on, and I have the Raylite socks for my partner that I haven't touched in a long time, and I think I told you guys about that already. I'm at a weird part, so I'm hoping maybe once I get past the part where I need to pay attention, then we can just start a chat and I can knit and it won't be a big deal. But I also have a new one I want to start, and that is the Josie. I think it's the Josie cardigan. It's one by Wool and the Gang, and I bought it last year because I wanted to make it for myself, but I got so caught up in my holiday knitting, I just hadn't had a chance to prioritize anything else. But I really want to do that too. And hopefully I can at least get started on it so I can show you guys what that one is, and we can work on that one together. But yes, I have my book club tomorrow, and we're reading this series. It's for young women, like teenage girls, and if you are a teenage girl out there, let me know if you gravitate to like what we would generally call like young adult novels, where there's like some kind of love interest or some kind of conflict. This is more like the cookie cutter version, like either parent issue, love interest drama, friend drama, some kind of teamwork, fun, collaborative group. And as an older lady, not old, but older lady, I never, even when I was that age, never wanted to read that. I wanted to read like Stephen King, but not necessarily Stephen King, but like murder, real adult, like written novels for adults with adult themes, and drama, like V.C. Andrews. My aunt loved V.C. Andrews, so I read a lot of V.C. Andrews because that's just what we had in the house. And what else did I read? Just all kinds of stuff. What did I just do? Did I do that right? Hold on a minute. I don't know if I did. Oh, yes. Yes. I just didn't knit my one to pass over yet. So, me reading this series here, there are 5 books, and I just finished the first. I'm on through the second one, like halfway through the second one, so I have 3 more to read tonight, and they're short, so I'll be fine. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I was just like, So we read something similarly, like the same kind of style as this earlier in the book club, and we were all just going off about this girl and how indecisive she is and all of these problems she was having with her friends and their weird, like, carefree, illogical teenager world. And it was just kind of hilarious to think, like, this is weird. Plus, we're reading this translated into English from another language, so there's probably some context there that we're completely missing just because the English language doesn't have all of the words that, you know, go with what they're describing. But at the same time, it's like, these teenagers, like, where are their parents? Why are they always, like, alone and just so befuddled? It's just very strange to me. And it could be because I was more of, like, a very decisive young woman. I knew what I wanted. I did what I didn't do, like, everything I wanted to do, but I was pretty independent and pretty solid, level-headed. I did some things that probably shouldn't have done in my youth, as a lot of us do. Nothing criminal, just, you know, wanting to say curse words at recess or something, like, stuff like that. And I shouldn't have been cursing. And I don't really have a potty mouth anymore, but it was like the thing to do. It was just like, let's just say the F word and the D word and the H word because nobody's actually watching what we're saying out here. But yeah, and I got really good grades in high school and stuff, but I would never do my homework when I was supposed to. I would always wait, do all my fun stuff, like go on the computer, play video games, chat with my friends, hang out, and then, like, really late at night, like, my bedtime I think was like 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, 10:30 or so, I would go in my room, I would put on my Walkman, because I had, like, the cassette player Walkman, listen to the radio until around midnight or so, when Loveline used to come on where I lived. It was like a syndicated radio show, and how am I doing on time? I'm just rambling, but I would listen on my Walkman on that really late at night, and then I had a walk-in closet in my room, so my parents didn't really check on me after they sent me off to bed, and because I was like, 13, 14, 15, whatever, and so I'd put, like, my pillow and the bottom of the door so the light wouldn't shine in, and then I'd go into my closet and close that door and turn the light on, and I would do my homework, like, really late at night, early in the morning, just because I didn't want to do it when I wanted to be doing stuff that causes noise that I wouldn't be able to do, like, when I'm trying to be asleep. So that was one thing I did that was bad, because I should have been in bed, and I should have done my homework when I got home instead of, like, farting around with my friends and stuff. But I got it done, and I still maintained really good grades, and I did have a boyfriend when I was, like, 16, because I wasn't allowed to date until I was 16, and as soon as I was 16, I'm like, alright, I knew a boy I wanted to go out with, and I went out with him, and we dated for, like, 3 years, but my parents were like, if your grades, kick the bucket because you're seeing this boy, then that's it, like, no more. So I did, like, everything I could to make sure that I was staying on top of my work, and I actually was doing really, really well, and I think my motivation was, like, I don't want to mess this up because I want my freedom, I want to be able to date like my friends date, and not be so, like, sheltered, I guess, in that sense. So I really had to put forth a lot of effort. I mean, to some extent, math, I only got, like, B pluses in, maybe A minuses, but everything else I did really good and got A's, so math has never been my strong suit. And of course you see how I struggle with counting and measuring and all of that stuff that is so just boxed in. I never really wanted. But nonetheless, this teenage girl and this story and all of this weird stuff, I was just not on that level. Like, there wasn't any crazy drama when I went to school. I had crushes on boys, but I was usually pretty upfront about it, and if they didn't like me, I'd move on to the next guy, and it was just like, whatever. But to think of all of the weird woe is me stuff that this character in this book is having. I mean, she does have some pretty tough stuff, because, like, I'm not probably going to ruin anything for you guys, but she's studying for, like, entry exams to get into college. She's a senior in high school, and her parents are like, your grades are horrible, you need to do these test preps, you need to go to preps, like a prep school after school on the weekends, hit the library up. And then she runs into, like, this ragtag team of kids from this fashion school, and they're all like, come be a model for us, you look amazing, you're so pretty, you're so unique looking, you're perfect, come model for our school's fashion show, like, we're working as a team, we're gonna make this piece, we want you to model. And first she's like, you guys are crazy, because she's just very straight and narrow, like, I'm gonna try to study, I'm gonna go to school. She already had a crush on this boy in her school, and that was it. But then she falls in love. Like, they only knew each other, it's like this whole, like, Romeo and Juliet thing, like, they knew each other for 3 days, and then all of a sudden she's like, bye, guy that I've been, like, oohing and eyeing over, I want this crazy, like, very flamboyant, very eccentric, rich, tall, handsome looking guy who is, like, running this ragtag team of fashion designers, and magically I love him and I want to be with him forever and ever and ever. And it's like, holy moly, like, what is happening? It is like, it's just so teenagery, and I'm just like, God, I can't stand it, because it's such, like, the culture of where this book was translated from, or this series. And I can't wait to get to book club so I can yell at them, because the book club later had never read this. They found out that it was coming out, and they're like, here's a new random book to read, guys. And we're just like, okay, did you read it yet? And he's like, nope. And every time he does that, almost every time that he picks a book he hasn't read yet and assigns it to us to read for the club, it almost always bombs. Almost always. And I think that's just because it's weird. It's not something that is usually the mainstream, which is good because it does expose me to other things. But I'm like, why are you reading this teenage girl drama? Like, we're all in our mid-30s, late 20s to, like, early mid-50s is, like, our book club range. Like, it's a bunch of different people, and none of us are teenage girls. Like, you can't even be under 18 to go to this book club because of all the content that we read that's so different. Whether it be inappropriate because of relationships or language or violence, it's usually something that the content might not be suitable for people under 18. So that's why our club is age restricted. But the fact that none of us are teenage girls and we're reading this teenage girl drama is really going to make it weird, I think, as far as what the reviews are going to say, because is anybody going to be able to relate? We don't have a lot of females or people who identify as female who go to this club. It's me. I do identify as cisgender female, and one other person who used to be a coworker of mine, and then there's sometimes another female who comes, and then maybe another, and they're kind of like regulars, and then there's like a couple drop-ins, but maybe 2 of us regularly all the time, 3 some of the time, but never like a whole group of women. And it's like, okay, wow, all right. I've talked so much, I haven't done my knitting, but that's okay because I don't want to mess this up anymore. So I think we're just gonna call it a day for this video, and thanks for listening to me ramble. Thank you so much for viewing my channel altogether, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.